Today I'm going to show you how to make a forecast simulator tool. So in this dashboard we can see the actual figures from the product electric car. Actual figures, budget, forecast, and the account number for each scenario. For example, here we have a gross sales line, the quantity line, the product return, tax, cost, freight, financial and marketing expenses. Getting the result of the margin after expenses here. So let's say that I want to make a new scenario based on new assumptions. So for example, I want to create a dashboard or a database based on new sales. Here I have the value column and I have an assumption column. In the case of external data, I'm going to get the information from external source. Could be sales, new sales estimation, or new information that I want to simulate. So basically I have the external data figures for gross sales and quantity, and here I can select my assumption based on my historical data. For example, I want to say that product returns will be equal as the actual scenario. So 30% of my sales will be product returns. So let's go to the next slide. I want to say that the tax structure will be similar to the budget, which was 3%. As you can see, here is the 3%. So once that I establish my new assumption for this new model, I'm going to run a macro and to create a database. So let's take a look. As you can see, the process was very fast, and I got this message box saying that the process is updated. So here on the right side I have a pivot table to check all the numbers. So let's take a look. Go back to electric car. Electric cars sales was 780. As you can see, here are our figures, and the same assumption that I choose on my dashboard will be applied for all my products. So if I have a tax structure based on the budget, I will get the exact number or percentage, in fact, of these sales. So this is going to make very easy to create a detailed new forecast scenario. So here we can also see a bridge, trying to understand all the differences between my forecast scenario. So for example, I have a previous scenario for the product truck, which was better in gross sales, worse in product returns, worse in costs, and all the other lines, which will give me a margin after expenses below my original scenario. So now let's take a look of the Visual Basic code that allowed us to make this calculation. So here we have two macros recorded. The first one, which will be establish all the assumptions in the control sheet. If I take a look at the control sheet, in this first command, I'm going to make the sheets control visible. The same for DB forecast, and I'm going to go to the DB forecast range A2, DB forecast range A2, and I'm going to select all my data and clear contents just to make space for my new forecast. In the next, I'm going to select the control sheet to establish a maximum, which will be the range D1, as you can see in this range inside control. I'm going to make a count A of all my SKUs just to establish the maximum number of products that I have to repeat the process. So then I'm going to create a for, which will be from 2 until the maximum that I established on my control sheet. I'm going to select control sheet. I'm going to create a variable called SKU, which will be the values from the column C attached to the number of my for cycle. So I'm going to go to the dashboard, select to the dashboard sheet, and I'm going to paste the values of my SKU on the cells C5, which is our cell to select our products, right? Let's take a look step by step. I'm going to look for the maximum value, which in this case is 4. I'm going to go to the control sheet, select my SKU variable, which will be in the first case electric car. I'm going to call another process which is called copy, which is basically is going to select all the data from the temporary database, copy and paste on my final database. The same will happen for the next product, and the same for the last product, which is bike. So it's a very simple process. In the middle we have a DVS. This sheet will have the values of my new simulation. So let's take a look. In this case, bike, the sales are here. Let's take a look at freight. Freight 32. So this is getting all the information from a dashboard sheet, and the macro will only just copy and make a value paste here in order to get together all the information. So I will be putting all the visual code inside the post, and I'm going to give also the file just for you to try to get the forecast value as well. So thank you for watching.